Welcome back to my survival world. It is raining, which kind of sucks. Probably should have waited for this to go away, but whatever, we're chilling. Just the rain looks really bad in recordings normally. Last time though, I built this barn. And this is honestly one of my favorite builds I've probably ever done. Really big fan of the barn. I just mainly like the roof a lot. Tried to be a little bit adventurous with like the color selection with the patches of like orange and yellow. I think it turned out pretty well, and I got a lot of nice comments about it, so thank you so much. Speaking of comments though, I recently acquired 2 new best friends in this world. It was fate that I acquired both of these awesome chicken. If you saw last episode, you'd understand. But as for the names, one of these chickens is going to be named Rut. I think it's going to be this back one here, and I'll explain why in a second. So this one in the back is going to be Rut. Thank you so much, Hanish, for the name suggestion. And then the one in the front is going to be Bjorn, or Bjorn. I'm going to say Bjorn. I think that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Dumb Biscuit. Thank you so much for that comment suggestion. So they suggested that the one I 360'd I named Bjorn, and I think that's the one in the front. I could be completely wrong, but I think it's that one. I'm gonna go take a nap though, to finally get this rain to go away. Let's take a nice wet nap outside. A wet nap sounds disgusting, by the way. I'm kind of sad that I just put those words out there. But we have 2 new best friends, Rut and Bjorn. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing that one, the second one, but I'm gonna keep rocking with Bjorn. That works for me. And of course, we have our first best friend, Ghost. My boy. Once I get some name tags, obviously, I will officially name all of these animals. And I'm sure I'm gonna get way more. And I'm going to continue to ask for name suggestions. Like this third chicken. Watch this. Name this chicken. That would have been so cool if it happened again. But the main priority of this episode is going to be mining. Because as you can see by my inventory, my hotbar at the moment, I have a whole bunch of stone tools. I am completely out of iron. And I also obviously need it for like lanterns and stuff. This build has like no lanterns on it, and that is bothering me. But yeah, so I need to go caving really badly. There is a pretty big cave down here. I'm probably going to explore that first. But I also would like to make a mine entrance in this video. That's going to be the main build. My plan is to have it like here-ish, somewhere around here. I kind of mentioned this last episode as well, but I was envisioning that a cave entrance or like a mine entrance right here could look really nice, as well if I have like another retaining wall over here. I don't know exactly what I'm going to throw on top of that retaining wall. I got a couple different options in the comments. I'm probably not going to build that today, but could just, leave me room in the future to build something. The main focus for today's build is going to be this mine entrance, and I think I can build something pretty nice. I'm imagining I can like continue a pathway up here. It's going to be difficult to describe at the moment, but let me kind of pop down here. So I'm going to continue a pathway like here-ish, probably like zigzag towards the mountain a little as well. And then that'll be a nice retaining wall too, so it'll keep the theme going. And then breaking up that pathway, or maybe like just directly in front of it, I will have the mine building. I will figure all that out once I'm in builder mode. For the moment though, I'm in mining mode because I need so much stuff. I have been looking at this iron in this mountain for so long though. See a little bit more up there too. I think I'm going to collect this small amount of iron here, and then I'll take that, smelt it down, make some iron tools, and then we're going to hit the caves. I just can't do with these stone tools anymore, man. It's day 110. In this world. I had to AFK for like 10 days to get the crop field to grow in a little bit, so the thumbnail looked better. So that's the only reason it's past day 100. I think I ended last episode on day 100. So let me go grab a little bit of stone because I don't want to ruin these mountains. I don't have like any. All right, let me smelt down a little bit. I'm trying to preserve the mountains, all right? I want to take this iron, but I don't want it to look horrible. And I have no coal up here. Oh my god, I'm the worst. All right, while I'm waiting for that stone to smelt, I'm just going to go grab the iron now. While I'm doing this, I would just like to extend just another thank you to everybody who's been watching the series so far. This is probably my best received series I've ever had. And it's amazing just to read all the comments, see all the people who are enjoying the build, especially all the people who liked my cat in the first episode. I got so many comments about my cat. I showed her every one of them. She read them all, and she's very appreciative. And then just other than the cat comments, just thank you all so much for all the super nice comments I've been receiving. So many people have complimented the builds and have given me just tips on how to make my builds better and what other blocks to use and stuff like that. And I just appreciate it all. I'm just glad so many of you guys are vibing with the slower paced videos and the more chill kind of play style. I think this certainly vibes with my just play style of the game so much more. It's way more natural for me to do this than it is to have made like the faster paced hardcore videos. I just find that this is how I prefer to play this game a lot more. I will probably be back to the hardcore at some point. I know I said in the first episode I will for sure be back. I still plan to. I honestly just don't know how near in the future I'll be back to the hardcore stuff. I did not expect the first couple episodes of this to be received that well. I honestly kind of thought these would be viewed less and more people would want to watch the hardcore stuff, but I was pleasantly surprised. I'm also officially on the road to 50,000 subscribers. I am like 2,000 subs off, I think, at the point of me talking at this moment. It would be kind of awkward if I hit that milestone before this video comes out. You guys are kind of insane. I'm quite past 50K at this point. That's ridiculous. But if you look down at the subscribe button and it's red, you could totally click it, especially if I'm not at 50K yet. That would be a massive help. But also if I am at 50K, you should still totally subscribe. Look, I'll show you another picture of my cat. And look at this. You guys have seen cat 1. Look at this is cat 2. I have 2 cats. I think that calls for a subscription. I have like 30 pieces of iron smelting. Just got 3 more just right now. So 33 pieces of iron should be plenty to hit the caves with. I do think it's time to retire this armor though. At least most of it. I'm going to keep the pants. I'm going to make an armor stand. I'm going to remove this chest. I'm going to put it right here. The early game armor is now being retired. Well, 3/4 of it. Look at that. So good. Let's fully gear up though in some iron armor. Not too much of an upgrade, but definitely one nonetheless. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a couple iron pickaxes. Because there's no way I'm taking a stone pickaxe into the mines with me. I already had boots. Whatever, now I have 2. Can also make an iron sword and an iron axe. Don't really need either of those to go mining with necessarily, but whatever. I'm going to start by going down this cave. I don't have a bow as well. Probably should have made one. But I'm not too worried about it. One of these skeletons should hopefully drop one. But I'm going to start by going down this cave. Let's just grab all the stuff I see as I'm going down, because all of this stuff is going to be very useful for me. I wouldn't mind finding some diamonds today either. I think it's been long enough. I can probably upgrade to diamond tools pretty soon. I don't really think I'll get enchanting set up quite yet, but just using some base diamond tools will be a massive upgrade considering I started today with stone. Obviously though, mainly here just for some iron and some coal, and you know, if I just happen to find the diamonds, that will be super nice. I think another thing I'm probably not going to do in this world is strip mining. I don't really enjoy doing that anyway, even if it is pretty efficient. I like just exploring the caves and going about it that way. Finding a lot of coal in this area, not too much iron though. That's alright though, I will always take the coal. I use a lot of campfires, so very valuable to me. You know, I'm really glad that I'm making these like more relaxed style videos specifically for mining. Oh, this guy's chainmail armor. Hold on, he's dripped out. I'll get back to my point in a second. Can you stop? Do you not know I am silver in Valorant? Yeah, get owned. But anyway, what I was saying is I'm glad I'm taking this more relaxed approach when it comes to mining, because I hate editing mining content when I was trying to make everything like super engaging and the hardcore kind of mentality, you know what I mean? Mining with that in mind is so annoying to do. There's so many cuts you need, and then you have to sync it with all the music, and it can turn out pretty well, but I like this a lot more. Just having a conversation while mining, just hanging out. I got 15 pieces of iron down here. We need to step it up. You definitely can't hear her, but my other cat, cat 2, the second one I showed, going crazy at the moment. Running all over the place. I think she found one of her springs. We have a bunch of these like really cheap spring toys. I'm sure if you own cats, you've probably seen them before. Like the cheapest toy you could possibly imagine. It's like 50 cents for a pack of like 6 of these springs, but our cats absolutely go crazy over them. And whenever they find one, just downstairs, like especially at night, if they like have it in their mouth, which they walk around with them in their mouths, it's adorable. But every time they do that, they just meow the whole time. And it's like my favorite thing. I think that's what she's doing. All right, there's a lot of goods down here, but also a lot of cave to light up. Let me spend the time lighting up this whole thing so I don't get snuck up on. And then I'll run through and grab all my spoils. There's so many creepers in here. What is this, Creeper City? Oh no, it's the spooky deep dark. I should have anticipated that, being in like a mountainous region. But I'm gonna come back to here in a little bit. Let me head back this way and grab all that stuff I just ran by. I don't know if I'll be back there right now, or if that's a future thing. But I do know it's there. There's a pretty good chance then for an ancient city to be down in that direction. Our first lapis though. That's nice. We're gonna need that for enchanting at some point. Really don't know when I'm gonna get into enchanting. Maybe I'll do like some basic enchants in the near future, because I never really use those, and that could be a cool aspect of the game to, you know, kind of explore a little bit. But like when it comes to like big boy enchants, level 30 enchants and stuff, I really don't want to hit this Enderman. Can you get away? Can you get away from the Enderman? Okay, we're good. But when it comes to like big boy level 30 enchants, I don't really know when I want to do that. Got quite a bit to do before I get into enchanting, I think. But I'm perfectly fine with that. And I think a lot of you are here for the journey along with me. Over a stack of iron at the moment, nearly 3 stacks of coal. And there's still some more here, so this has been quite successful. This cave has gone down very, very deep. Oh, this is one of those copper veins. I'm gonna take a screenshot of these coordinates here, just in case I don't end up finding a Trial Explorer map anywhere near me and I need copper. That goes down pretty far. Could get some tough. Look at us making moves to get some new stone blocks. I do need to start using some tough. One of my favorite blocks in the game for sure, and I haven't used any yet. I was actually just talking to my boy Cobb about this a little bit. If you don't know Cobb, definitely check him out. I'll put his link down below. But I feel like in some of my previous worlds, I would like over texture a lot, over detail quite a bit, especially when it came to like stone stuff, because there's just so many stone blocks to choose from. But since I haven't really gathered that many different stone varieties in this world, I kind of can't texture as much as I normally would. And I'm really, really liking the results. Like for example, my retaining wall, it's like 3 blocks. It's smooth stone, or 4 blocks. It's smooth stone, cobblestone, mossy cobblestone, and moss. There I go again, saying smooth stone instead of just stone. I'm working on it, okay? I'm trying to break the habit. It's not easy. And I really, really like how it turned out. It's very simple. There's not even that much detail in the walls themselves. Like I didn't use any like Minecraft walls for any depth or any slabs or stairs or anything like that. And honestly, I think it's okay. I think it just lets the wall breathe a little bit, if that makes sense. And I'm starting to try to do that a little bit more. A lot of detailing could look phenomenal, for sure. But it gets to a point where I think there is too much detailing and too much texture that it just looks a little messy. Finding that balance is incredibly, incredibly difficult, though. That's by far, I think, one of the hardest aspects of building. But anyway, all I'm trying to say is my access to tough here is great, but I need to not overuse it. I am now in deep slate level, though. Deep Slite's another block I love to use. It's strange that I haven't used it yet either. There's a mine shaft down here. Got some poison spiders to deal with though. I hate these so much. Like, I hate this hitbox. Let me hit it. This is the worst. I'm actually going to take a little bit of this string back with me. Can always come back for more. Oh no. Oh, I thought that was the end of me. I thought that creeper was one hit. That's why I got so close. It's really weird seeing a regular spider down here. You're out of your element. I may not have found any diamonds yet. Oh. Hold on a second. I may not have found any diamonds yet. But I do have 44 string. That's what I was gonna say. Pretend I said that before I found those diamonds. Actually, I can just edit that so that I said that before I rounded the corner. No one's gonna know. Wait, is this just 1 diamond? Are you serious? Alright, Minecraft, I see you. I don't really want to explore this too much. I was just looking for a chest, yes. Because there's a chance for a name tag. Come on. I have a couple best friends. Let me name one of them. No name tag, but 3 diamonds. I'll take that. Oh, hello. Alright, that 1 chest is good enough for me. Let me kind of go back to where I was. If I can find my way out of here. That's another place I'm going to screenshot the coordinates for, and we'll be back. I don't want to overstep my welcome too much down here. I am fairly content with leaving here in a little while. Let me start to head up, and I'll just grab any ores that I seemingly missed on the way. That was a pretty easy mining trip, and I was only there for like 45 minutes. We got all of this stuff. So certainly not bad at all. These 4 diamonds, very nice. That brings our total up to 10, I think, yeah. And I actually only mined 1. Once all this stuff smelts up, we can progress onto some building. Obviously the main focal point of all these videos. I do want to get to that mine building today, but there's actually something I kind of want to do first. And it relates to the 1 custom tree per episode kind of thing that I'm doing. Once this stuff smelts up, I will explain. Another wandering trader, and once again, no mangrove wood. Why do you have to do this to me? I received a bunch of comments in the last video saying that I should turn this section right here into a pond. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And that's how this kind of relates to the custom trees, because I want to make a couple custom trees around this pond. I do want to make them in a different style. So in the first 2 episodes, we made this tree and that tree over there, both kind of the same design. The trees I want around this pond, I think I'm going to make out of birch wood. I'm thinking that this could be a really nice way at framing out the mine building. Also, let me go grab these bones before they despawn. Could always use more bone meal. But yeah, so I think I could frame out the mine building super well with a couple trees, like one right here or so, one right here-ish, around that area. Could make for a pretty cool looking thumbnail. I'm always thinking about the thumbnails, all right? That's how you get people to watch. But anyway, yeah, so I have to put a whole bunch of water in this area. And honestly, I don't know what kind of shape I want this pond to be. This sort of works right now. I might have to round this off a bit more though, because I think this corner over here just looks a little bit awkward to me. Yeah, it's a pretty subtle change, but I think that shape's just a tad bit better. I might have to run around this whole thing and kind of fix up a little bit more of the shape, because it does look pretty awkward. The shape doesn't look too much different, but I feel like it's a slight improvement. Still a bit of an awkward shape. Honestly though, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. From down here, it should look fine. I feel like I'm not going to be looking too much from that like aerial position on this. I mean, I do use a lot of free cam, I guess. But as I'm just walking around, I think this shape will be perfect. Perfect is a strong word. It's certainly not perfect. As I'm working on this pond as well, I need to try to remember to harvest my crops and replant them. Because I think this whole thing is grown in. I haven't harvested it once. Now, I do want this to eventually just be a wheat field. I wonder if I have enough seeds here to plant that all back just now. And don't worry, I will certainly be making fields for every crop in the game, probably. I love farming. That's one of my favorite things to do in this whole game. But actually, hang on, before I do anything else, let me shout out who gave me this idea first. A bunch of people actually suggested this, but I want to find the first comment. I think the first comment is from Ezekiel Alexander 1354. A few other people, like I said, commented this as well, but I'm fairly certain Ezekiel here was the first. So thank you so much for that comment suggestion. I got a bunch of suggestions on what to build in this world. I love reading them. You guys have some amazing ideas. Definitely keep them coming. Because not only does that increase the reach of this video by having more comments, but it also just provides me a whole bunch of ideas to add in this world. And, you know, I love including my comments in my worlds. But I got a lot of water to place, so let's begin. The water is now completely in. Now I have to just kind of go through and tear out this underneath to make it look just more interesting. Because if it's completely flat, that doesn't look great. Got a lot of digging to do, but honestly, I need dirt, so this is nice. And you know what? While I'm actually working on this as well, I should probably plant down some sugarcane. I have not started a sugarcane farm yet on this world. I kind of figured this pond could act as one. I don't want this entire thing surrounded with sugarcane. I just want some like decorative sugarcane in a couple spots here. So it's not going to be like a super efficient farm by any means. But it's just me on this world. I plan on playing this world for a very long time. It should give me plenty. So I'm just going to make these rings here going all the way around. And then I will proceed to get rid of all the dirt in the middle of the ring. And I'll just keep doing that until I feel like I go down far enough. Oh man, this is going to get so annoying to do once I get to this level. Maybe I should have just dug the whole thing out first and then placed all the water. I don't know what's more annoying, honestly. Oh, I didn't even mean to find a spawner like this. I just heard a couple zombies and some skeletons, and I just went into free cam just to see if there's like a little cave pocket down here. And there is, but there's also a spawner. I promise I didn't mean to do that. Let me go light that up, though. I had no idea there was even anything like that under me. I really did not hear many skeletons in this area. Well, actually, I don't know what kind of spawner it is. It just looked like skeletons, right? There was like a million of them down there. And here's the spawner. Hello. Oh, God. Hold on. This is not the best approach for this. I should probably make a shield. Oh, wait. Did I just get a music disc from that creeper? I think I might have. Surely they gotta shoot each other at some point, right? Oh, no. Oh, there goes the spawner. I can't even use it anyway. That's hilarious. And those guys traded. That's actually so funny. I can't believe I just let that creeper blow up the spawner. That is directly under my base. I was excited to get unlimited bones as well. I use a lot of moss. That would have been huge. That's so funny. I also was excited to see if I got a name tag out of that chest, but it doesn't look like it. I don't think the creeper could destroy the contents of the chest, like just by itself. Maybe. That'd be really unfortunate if there was a name tag in there. Now that that distraction's over, back to the pond. So I think this shape looks pretty good on the inside. And that wasn't as painful as I thought it was going to be. Got a lot of dirt out of it too. So that's nice. I'm definitely going to use that to, continue terraforming around here. Next up, I definitely need some moss, because I want to use a lot of moss and mossy cobble and stuff to texture up this pond. Luckily though, I do have a decent bit of bones at the moment, so I can make a lot of bone meal, a stack in 8. That's still actually not even that much. It's fine though. Soon I'll get like a massive surplus of seeds, so I'll just, have a good bone meal generation that way. I'm going to head to my little moss collection area, which is right here. And I'm going to convert all of this stone into moss a whole bunch of times. Probably going to go through my stone hoe and this iron hoe right here. Luckily though, moss is actually really easy to gather, because I think with an iron hoe it's insta-mine. Oh, it's insta-mine with a stone hoe even. That's amazing. My moss supply is decently restocked now. 5.5 stacks should get me hopefully through this episode. That might be a little ambitious, because a lot of that's going to be turned into mossy cobble as well. Also, this is for everyone who was telling me to use scaffolding in the last video. I know, I wanted to use scaffolding, I just didn't have any string. I actually did go to the abandoned village last episode. I don't think I showed that off. But there's an abandoned village just like over the mountain this way. I went there and gathered up a lot of string, and then also just today I got some more string from the mine shaft that I found. So using that string and some of that bamboo over there, I was able to make a whole bunch of scaffolding now. I just couldn't make it last episode. The reason I went over to the abandoned village last episode, it was actually to make scaffolding. But it was just to make this little window over here. Another thing that I don't think I showed off, but there's a window there with scaffolding in it. I didn't actually need all that much at this point in the build. Like, the build was pretty much completely done, at least on the outside, so I didn't really need too much scaffolding, so that's why I didn't really show it off. It was just for that small little accent. I keep forgetting the blocks that I need. Hold on, I need some cobblestone. Let me also finally make a stone cutter. I'm gonna bring this with me because I'm gonna make a whole bunch of variants of this stone. Now that I have all this moss and, subsequently this mossy cobblestone, I wanna go through and texture the hell out of all this dirt. It's Editor Shram, back again, doing a post commentary over something that I've already commentated, because my live commentary at this point was all over the place. I just could not make one coherent sentence. That just kind of happens. If you're a content creator, you probably know this, or maybe I'm just weird, I don't know. But there are days where I feel like I'm on, like I'm good. Everything I say, I'm like, that was perfect. I said it, I enunciated well. It's a good recording day. And then there's days, like right now. Well, not right now, I guess. Back when I recorded this section, whatever. There's days like this where I just can't think of a sentence. My brain, no work. It just doesn't want to say anything. So I think it's way easier for me to just kind of post-com this section and just talk about what I did. Nothing I did here was really too special or too unique around this pond. I kind of just used all that moss that I just gathered. I utilized some regular cobblestone along with the mossy cobblestone just as a nice little texture gradient sort of thing within the waters of the pond, and also just on the outskirts. I don't really like leaving the dirt exposed when it comes to making ponds. I just think cobblestone and mossy cobblestone and moss just look way better underwater, and I would probably like to include some tuff and maybe even some deep slate in this area. Just at the moment, I didn't have any. And I'm using the same technique when I'm placing these blocks that I used in the walls. So every time I put down a moss block, I made sure every block surrounding that was a mossy cobblestone block. And then every block surrounding that, for the most part, was a regular cobblestone block. This is my favorite way to like texture and detail, just adding in these little like blotches every so often. And if you keep like the texturing within those blotches consistent, it's usually going to look good. I guess as long as you chose good blocks. But in this case, mossy cobblestone and cobblestone all work really well together. So as long as I'm consistent by putting blocks next to each other in the same way, it should look good. Now, after I replaced a lot of the dirt underneath the water, I went back through with some bone meal to get some seagrass and just some nice greenery under the water as well. I would have loved to have some like horror blocks at this point, but it's fine. I'll get those eventually and I can come back and replace this stuff. But just some base bone meal should look good for now. And once I felt that was in a good spot, it was time for some custom trees, and I'll let live Shram talk about that. Now, in order to actually make the trees that I want to build, I have to go ahead and collect some materials first. I don't have any birchwood, really, at the moment. I think I have 2 logs, and 1 stripped log, I guess. And also, I want some diorite, which, do I even have any? I have 7. So I definitely need to go gather more birch logs and some more diorite. Neither of which should be difficult. I think I have a little birch tree amalgamation over here, and if you just find 1 patch of diorite underground, you can get a lot. I'm gonna shoot to build like 2 or 3 trees at the moment, so I'll just collect these materials for a little while until I think I have enough. I think this will probably be enough materials for 2 decently sized trees. I'm not trying to go like huge with these, but they're definitely going to be bigger than the 2 oak trees that I've made already. I'm going to go ahead and convert some of this diorite though into walls, probably some stairs as well. Let's do 27 stairs, that should be enough. Like I said before, I do want to make these a little bit taller. I just don't know if I want to make them straight up or if I want to change how the branches go. I think I want to have a little bit of curve into this. I feel like up to here is probably tall enough as well. I'm gonna go a little bit higher and then put 2 walls on top. Yeah, I think that'll look fine. I need to grab my scaffolding for this, but I'll do as much as I can now before I have to fall off. So the absolute top is going to be the acacia leaves. That's why I got these. I want this to be like the highlight at the top of the tree. So I think that looks pretty good there for the top. And then as we go down the tree, I'm going to extend a couple of these walls to act as branches. Also, I'm probably going to go back through and remove some of this birch wood and replace it with these diorite blocks, just to add some nice texture into the tree. And I will also be building up the bottom a little bit, but let me just get the shape down before I really start trying to texture too much. That's the most important part of a lot of builds. I feel like that was my mistake for a while when I was building. I just kept trying to texture as I was going. And I've just had a much easier time lately, just texturing after I get the shape completely down. So now we're gonna transition into these birch leaves. And then all the way at the bottom, when I get down there, we're gonna have the spruce. Honestly, I feel like that might be good for the leaves. Let me take down all this scaffolding and let's take a look. Yeah, I think I like that. The change in the leaf color looks pretty subtle from back here. I think when I get really close to it, it might not look the best. I mean, even still, this doesn't look that bad. I think that works. I think that works pretty well, actually. Now I just have to, like, build up the rest of the structure and make the tree just look a little bit more supported. I think I'm all right with this being the final product of the tree. I do have to put some lanterns on it, for sure. But I'll come back and do that when I put lanterns everywhere, because I still have a bunch of spots that need lanterns. And let me make another one then right over here. I think this challenge of building 1 custom tree an episode is going to be really good for me, because it's going to get me out of my comfort zone a lot. Normally, I would just make like the oak custom trees I've already made, and then make some very, very basic birch trees. But I think this is going to help me a lot as a builder. I'm excited to work with these leaves a little bit more. I might actually have to run through my oak trees and maybe do this kind of like leaf shading there too. Yeah, it's kind of exactly what I had in mind. These 2 trees should frame out this new building quite nicely. I was originally worried that they were going to block the view of it, like for the thumbnail, but I think they just enhanced it, honestly. Can you just go away? You don't do anything. Yeah, just go down to a cave. Leave me alone. Anyway, I could definitely see myself putting up a couple more of these trees in the area. I'm glad I was able to find out a design that I like, because I should be able to replicate these quite easily. I still would like to continue working on this pond. It's not completely done yet. I need a little bit more moss though, because now I want to go through and throw in some like fallen over birch trees and birch logs and stuff. And let me grab some of this mossy carpet. But I'm just thinking something kind of like this. Just have some logs just chilling on the ground. And then we can put some moss in this too. And then to connect that up with the birch logs, just some moss carpet. Yeah, I think scattering those around is going to look good. Could probably put some leaves in too. Gonna throw one of these designs over here as well. Probably closer to this moss patch. Running a little bit low on birch logs, but it should be okay. I'm not going to put too many more of these down here. Dude, I wish you could make mossy versions of the other stones. Like mossy diorite and mossy andesite and granite and stuff would be so cool. Oh, mossy deep slate? Don't even get me started. I would use that everywhere. Oh, that would make me so happy. Maybe in a future update. Please, Mojang, do it. These fallen down logs are tying this area together nicely, I think. Now, I want to put something else on this side. I just don't know what I want at the moment. So let me look in my storage room. See what kind of like green blocks we have. I think I might throw just a couple 2 tall flowers in the area. I'm gonna spend the last of my bone meal on these flowers probably, but that's all right. And then I think I might do one of those like fallen over tree things just with the oak tree. Don't mind me, just gonna steal a couple pieces of stripped spruce wood. Need a few for this one. And I don't feel like going to my spruce trees at the moment, so I'm just gonna take it from my starter house, who cares? Oh, and the sunflowers face that way, so I'm gonna see it as I walk by. That's so good. I got myself a very tiny little flower field over here with some rose bushes and sunflowers. And I also put in this oak fallen over tree. I'm gonna put these last 7 flowers that I have just over in this area. Kind of do the same thing I just did with this very loose border of leaves. And I think this area is for the most part, decorated now. Now that this is done, though, I have to start considering this mine building. I haven't really thought too much about it. I think I'm gonna have to do a decent amount of terraforming before I can actually build anything. Let me go into free cam for this, though. It'll be much easier. I'm thinking I push this little mound back a couple more blocks, probably to like here. Kind of straighten off this whole area. Maybe not completely straighten it off. I'll make it look natural and stuff. But then I think the mine building itself is going to come out kind of like this, right? That's why these two trees are here. I already mentioned this. I kind of want it in the middle. The tricky part then is behind the mine building. I kind of think I want a pathway, like a nice retaining wall pathway behind it at the level of my starter house. So then I can walk from my starter house all the way behind the mine building and continue over to this section where I'm going to have another building in the future. That'll actually probably be more like over here, but just to get the idea across. So mine building, kind of like right here, pathway going behind it, and then another structure over here in the future. That also allows me to make another structure like right here. Because if the pathway comes kind of where I'm looking now, to the right then, I can have access to another building. So maybe I can just kind of keep building up. Maybe not completely up to like the top of the mountain, but maybe I can go up a little bit more and have my civilization like against this mountain. That's about as much planning as I feel like I'm gonna have for like any build in this world. I think my next steps for now then is to cut down this mound and then flatten off this whole area back here. And I don't think I've had any time lapses yet in this video, so let's cut it away to 1 and I'll prep up this area for our build. All right, so the area here is now terraformed and prepped for the build. As you can see, we have this nice platform over here to the left, and this will be for like a future build. I'm not sure what I'll put here yet. Kind of thinking like a nice wizard tower or something could look kind of cool, but I don't know. I'll have to kind of figure that one out. But I'm thinking the actual like mine entrance could fit nicely right in there. Obviously, then we'll just have a nice big building around it. And now I have to figure out the color palette for this building. I don't want to go with the same exact color palette I've been using. I want to switch it up a little bit. And once again, I think I'm going to try to look for mangrove wood. I'm not going to lie. Because I really want to make a red roof on one of these builds. So let me clear out my inventory, and then I'm going to take Ghost on a journey once again. And I'm really hoping this one is better than the last few. Spoiler alert, it was not any better. Arguably, this one was actually the worst, because this is definitely the longest I've looked. And this trip also gave me a small amount of optimism, and then immediately crushed my spirits. I'm not going to showcase my entire journey, because I searched for like 2.5 hours and came back empty-handed in terms of mangrove wood. But I think Minecraft is just completely messing with me at this point, because I found a regular swamp. I was hopeful that maybe there was a mangrove swamp like attached to it or somewhere nearby, and there just wasn't. At least that I saw. Maybe I somehow just barely missed it. I guess one positive takeaway from this journey is that Ghost now has diamond horse armor, so completely dripped out. That's pretty cool. I will find mangrove wood one day. Don't know when. Might be like day 5,000 in this world, but I will get my hands on a mangrove propagule at some point in this world, I promise. Ghost is definitely exhausted. He's been running and has been dragged through many oceans. And I also have an entirely full inventory, so let me clear that out. The inventory is all cleared out now, and I am ready to start gathering up the materials for this house. And honestly, I don't have the color palette down yet at the moment. I was going to go over it and then just gather up all the stuff that I talked about. But I think what I'm going to do instead is just go chop down a bunch of trees, gather up a couple like red blocks, and then I'll really iron out exactly what this color palette is going to be. So I'll be right back once I have a whole bunch of materials in a chest, probably around this area. I smacked up quite a few blocks, and they're all here in this chest. It's really not that many, but specifically, I don't have that many red blocks. I have almost 4 stacks of red concrete powder, and then a little bit of red terracotta. I do have some red sheep now in the barn, though. I'm gonna try to shear them, get some red wool. I just don't know what other red blocks to use right now. I think I want to use more terracotta. It's just kind of annoying to get. It uses a lot of fuel. And I don't have a lush cave like immediately nearby. If I did, I could get a lot of clay that way. It's just annoying having to harvest clay from the water and whatnot. But the sheep over here should help a little bit. Just trying to make my way over here to show off that I made the entire family red. Look at that. So I have to shear those guys after a little while. Actually, I need to shear them right now. They're all completely grown. I don't know why I said after a little while. Let me go make my way to get some shears. I just don't know what other red blocks to use. I was thinking like mushroom block could work, but I'm fairly certain, like 83% certain. That seems like a accurate amount. I'm about that certain that you need silk touch in order to gather the mushroom blocks, and I just don't have that at the moment. I was also thinking about possibly using crimson wood, but the problem with that is I would need to go to the nether. There's another block I also kind of want to get in the nether, so I might take a little peek. And that baby got out. You've bested me, all right? You can go enjoy your life. I think I'm going to go to the nether. I'm not going to make my absolutely permanent nether build right now. That'll come in the future, but I think I might just make a very temporary nether portal just to kind of check out the spawn and see if I can figure out where the blocks I need are. So that other block that I think I'm going to need from the nether is some basalt, because basalt looks really good with like regular stone. I'm going to try to stop saying smooth stone. There's also a bit of an alliteration. Stop saying smooth stone. Younger me would be so proud. I grew up with a lisp. I wouldn't have been able to pronounce that sentence back in the day. Look at that, Mr. Miller, if you're watching. My speech pathologist when I was in 3rd grade. Very high chance you're watching for sure. You did a great job. Anyway, weird tangent to go on, but with regular stone, not cobblestone, basalt looks nice like underneath it as if it's like streaky. And there's like a good shadowy effect that it makes. I kind of want to try to implement that into this build. But let me get my obsidian together. This is a temporary portal, not putting the corners on it. And hopefully this spawn is exactly what I'm looking for. I just want to find a crimson forest. And then also, I don't even want to say a basalt delta. I don't want that biome. I just want some like the basalt pillars nearby. I would never wish a basalt delta on anyone, not even my worst enemy. I don't even know who that is, but I would never wish it on them. I can tell you this much, I was not at all expecting to go to the nether today, and that's a baby zombie chasing me. How did you even see me from there? That was impressive. What is the hitbox on this thing? Jesus. All right. And please just give me a boring, like, nether wastes spawn. I actually wouldn't hate that. That's kind of what we got. Oh, this is a super safe spawn. Kind of obnoxious, honestly. But at least I'm not going to die immediately whenever I get in here. Let's see if I can, you know, find the rest of the nether. I don't really plan on being here long at all. I just want to see if I can find the few blocks that I need, and then I'm gone. I'm unsure of how much of this crimson wood I'm going to even use. I don't know if I'm going to make it the main block of the roof and then just kind of highlight it with the red blocks, or if I'll make it mainly red and then just have some patches of this. I haven't really decided, but I just think having the block at my disposal is probably the best course of action. I'm just going to mine straight this way. Surely I'll find something. Oh, there we go. Basalt. Okay. That's one of the blocks I need. That sucks. This is something I didn't actually know all the time I played Minecraft, but you can break netherrack decently fast with your fist. Not sure if you guys all knew that, but it's not terrible. Like, it breaks faster than wood does. Actually, I don't know if that's true. It's probably about the same. I'm not sure if that tip's even useful. I guess maybe if you're stranded in the nether without a pickaxe. It's not the worst thing ever. It definitely feels faster than breaking a log, right? Oh, absolutely. It's absolutely faster. Yeah, you're welcome for that tip. I know that's why you guys watch me. Minecraft tip channel over here. That's certainly the content I make. And I got about 10 minutes before my girlfriend gets out of work and calls me. So let's see if we can find this in 10 minutes. All right, I'm getting zombified piglin noises. So surely there's regular nether nearby. I saw a tweet earlier today too that made me feel really old, but it had something to do with these guys. And it was like, I still call them zombie pigmen. And I kind of do too. Zombified piglin just does not sound right. They're still zombie pigmen to me, all right? I don't care if that makes me look old, but they are. That's another fortress. That's good to know. I don't really want to go in there, but I'm wondering if maybe it connects to the regular nether. I really don't want to bother with this at the moment. This could be my way out, and it is, I think. Surely this opens up completely. Oh, hello, guest. The first try? Oh, almost got him. That's it. There it is, time to break my eardrums. Oh, I gotta like put torches to lead me back. I'm gonna get lost. Especially considering my girlfriend's gonna call any minute, then I'll have to do this in another recording. Because, you know, women, am I right? I'm completely joking. I love her so much. Please, if you're a woman watching this, all right? I'm joking. I don't mean that. Thought it would be funny. All right, I think I can find my way back from here. Just up that way. Should be good enough. Let's continue the search. What's good, brother? Look at me. I'm one of you. All right, let me actually stop messing around. Let's find one of the Crimson Forest biome things, whatever they're called. Right there. I'm the best. Okay, cool. Yep, just love that. Good thing I got fast reflexes. Do you want to see how fast my reflexes are? Hold on. Okay, here we go. Ready? Reaction time test. Let's see what I can do. I'm gonna put all my focus into this. I feel like I can do better. No, I can't. Hold on. I'm getting slower. I can do this. That was better. All right, 178, the score to beat. I'm 27 years old. All right, what do you want? That was probably the most random tangent I've ever gone on. But that's what you get over here on the I'm Shrammy 2 YouTube channel. Should be able to kind of like seal this off, make it a little bit more safe. Because I can totally see myself just running up here and just straight off into the lava. And we're good. We're golden. Now please, please. Not Sabrina Carpenter. No hoglins. Okay? That's that. I'm on fire. Man, you stay on fire for a while in the nether. All right, I'm gonna chop down all these trees here. And this little like island. That's not really much of an island, but this little patch that I'm on. And I'm gonna hope that's enough. It's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna be even close to enough if I decide to use this block for the main part of the roof. But a Shrammy can dream. And there's my girlfriend calling right now. Everyone say hi in the comments. Sometimes she reads my comments. Let me see if I can get her to say something into the microphone.
Just tell them hello to all my fans from my previous video commentating. I will be back whenever Shrammy needs.
Sounds good. They could definitely hear that. It was being picked up for sure.
All of it?
Yeah, this whole conversation still. It's still being picked up right now.
Oh wow. So do you wanna tell them anything?
No, I should probably just cut away until I have enough materials to build this thing I'm gonna build.
What do you mean cut away?
Like just stop the video like right now, maybe. Maybe like cut in the middle of this sentence as to add some like comedic effect or something. I think this is at least enough materials here to get started with the build. I might have to go out and gather some more later, but I kind of just want to get some blocks placed down so I can see exactly what this thing is going to look like. Very quickly though, before I get that done, I recently got a comment saying that I need grass for the sheep to regrow their wool, which is obviously absolutely correct. And the floor in here is not grass. But I think what I'm going to do is just tear out all the stone in here and replace it with dirt and then just move the sheep over to this pen. Honestly, not sure if grass can grow like under a block like this. But I'll check back on this later to see if grass has actually grown in there. All the sheep are now moved over here. Hopefully that grass actually can spread underneath those blocks. I'm going to start out exactly how I've started out with the rest of these builds here, by building up the foundation first. This allows me to at least see what kind of shape I'm working with here. So it's kind of just like a long rectangle at the moment. But this is the approximate size that I'm thinking of for this build. And as you can see, it fits pretty nicely in the middle of those two trees. It's not like perfectly in the center, but I think that's okay. Now my idea is to have like a second floor to this. And I want that second floor accessible from like the pathway up there. And as you can also see, this foundation isn't the typical foundation that I've been using. I wanted to use some tough blocks for this just to change it up. I'm also then thinking that the wall colors for like the first floor down here, the main section of the building, I'm thinking the wall colors are mostly going to be gray. I'm going to make the walls out of all those gray blocks that I collected. And then that second extra little building up top, top is going to be out of like probably the wood that we've been using all over the place. I think that'll look pretty nice, and it should fit in with the area quite well. So let's build up these walls a little bit. I have some stone cooking because I'm going to need some regular stone. I almost said smooth stone again. That's not right. I'm going to need some regular stone here in a minute. But while that's cooking, I can place in all these other blocks. All right, so I'm aware it looks like a mess, but just trust the process, okay? I think this is going to look pretty good. I threw in some of these spruce pillars to better map out the build, and let me kind of show you my idea with these. I want to do the same thing that I just did on the barn last episode. So I want to have this like second floor jut out 1 block, and I want it to come out 1 block from all of these pillars. So I'm going to put a stair just like this on each of these, and then I'm going to build up a couple more blocks. Probably about to like here or so. How tall is that? I think 1 block higher actually. And then I will connect these all up. And that's also going to connect then over here. Hopefully once I get the roof on, it'll look a lot better. It looks really weird from this angle, but once all the walls are put in, it should be okay. And I also think the roof is going to be a nice big swoopy one, like I have in the barn here. So I'm going to cut it to a time lapse for now, and then I'll be back with some kind of an update. I've now figured it out. I've figured out the exact patch I want to put on the roof of this place. I know earlier I had the crimson stem and the netherrack and stuff, and that looked good. But I think what I just did is a lot better. Because I am a genius builder. Of course, you guys all know that about me. Look at this. Look how good this is. Ready? More crimson stem, but facing that way. You don't understand the power of this. You'll see. Hold on. Check it out. I'm going to pan back a little bit. And look how good that looks. Oh, that looks so good. I love that. I feel like it blends it in so much better to the crimson planks. Really big fan of this. I'm kind of upset that I put in all the patches first and then only just thought to do this. Kind of wish I did this as I was going. But it's fine. At least I figured it out. I still have to run back through and throw down some other random like exterior decoration pieces and stuff. But I'm pretty bad at commentating that because, honestly, I'm bad at doing that. I never know what to do. I usually just default to the same kind of things. So what I'm going to do is actually just cut away until I put the final touches on this build. I think that includes the interior as well. I'm also quite bad at talking whenever I do interiors. That's kind of why this one over here was quite abridged. So I will be right back, and once I'm back, I will have a completed build. I've been working for pretty long on this, and I think I have a finished build now. Also, my audio recording software that I use just isn't working properly. So hopefully this all gets recorded. So without further ado, let me show you the completed builds. Might as well do this in free cam. Look at that. So pretty. So beautiful. I love it. I added this little middle section just to break up the roof a little bit. I think it looks a lot nicer. We have this chimney on the back. I was going to put this middle section on the back as well, but I feel like the chimney looks good enough back here. It just adds a little bit of something to the flatness of this roof. Pretty big fan of how this building turned out. Honestly, doesn't look like a mine, but once again, I mean, my barn doesn't look like a barn. I don't really care. Honestly, it just looks like a cool build, so I'm glad that it's here. I have a few different, little mining decorations, I guess. A couple, baskets or bundles of different ores that maybe we mined. The scaffolding's not supposed to be here. I'll get rid of that in a second. We have a couple anvils over here, a couple furnaces. Didn't really know how to design the outside here. Maybe once I get access to more stuff and have better tools and whatnot, I can actually come back and make this area look a lot nicer. The interior is also mildly decorated. Just have a whole bunch of storage. This is going to be very useful storage because this is actually going to be where I store all of my stones and stuff. And I actually just realized something I missed. Please tell me I have more oak. I don't have any more oak. I need to put slabs outlining this chest area, kind of like I did over here. I did hear a llama though. Where's this wandering trader? He is up here, please. Just give me mangrove wood. That would be very upsetting again, considering I just, came up with this purple roof design. But I would still take the mangrove wood for sure. Small drip leaf. I will take me some small drip leaf. I think I have a couple emeralds in here, right? I have 17. I think this is the only way you're able to get it. I could be wrong, I guess. But regardless, 10 small drip leaf. At least it's something that I could buy. Once again, though, I am completely out of iron. I think I have 3 pieces left, so I used a lot of iron in this build. I used like the last of my iron on this stack of iron blocks and these 2 anvils, so they went to part of the decoration. Oh, I need another piece of tuff there, too. I thought this build was done, but apparently not. I also continued the retaining wall off here to the left, but I changed up the block palette a little bit. So on the retaining wall by the starter house, we have moss, mossy cobble, cobblestone, and regular stone. Honestly, I was out of stone and a little lazy. Didn't really feel like waiting for some to smelt. So instead, I went with this little design in some places. So we have basalt, like the top texture of it. And then I also have some regular deep slate, which I'm actually completely out of. Some regular deep slate with this top texture showing. Bleeding that into some tuff, and it makes for some really cool like dark patches on the wall. I really like it. It fits well with the mossy stuff because I think like the mossy cobblestone and tuff blend really well together. And then it's easy to blend the tuff into these little dark patches. I think it looks pretty nice. I'm glad I did that. I think if I made the same wall texturing all the way around, it would have gotten a little bit monotonous. But let me go ahead and throw on some shaders quick, because I haven't actually walked around this place with shaders on yet. A little bit bright because it's like in the morning. Oh, that block looks weird. Is that gonna make the whole roof look kind of weird? It doesn't look too weird. Kind of glows a little bit in those like darker spots, but I kind of like it, honestly. I'm still gonna take the thumbnail with this. So the only things you've seen with shaders on in this world are the thumbnails. I haven't actually played with shaders on yet, but here's a look at the area. I think it's coming along pretty nicely. And the color palette of this new building still fits in really well, even though it's a different roof color. It's just close enough where I feel like it looks like it's meant to be here, you know? And a couple more of these like red and purple roofs, and we'll tie in everything super nicely. I built a lot today. We're on day 175. Played this world for quite a long while in this episode. We got this nice big pond. We have 2 more trees. I'm really, really happy with how my area is turning out. I just realized that I never pointed out how this building is even going to be a mine building. I just recorded my whole outro and I never did that. So I didn't actually dig out anything yet, but I'm imagining the mine will just go straight back here. It's a little dark in here with the shaders on. Let me throw a torch down. That didn't do anything. That's a little bit better. But I imagine that the mine will actually just go straight back. So there's an entire mountain, obviously, straight back. I'm hoping if I just dig straight, maybe just keep going down, I'm hoping I find a big cave. And I can kind of excavate that whole thing. Maybe not, excavate's not the right word. But I can kind of go through that entire cave, get all my materials that way, and then just keep going. I don't really want to make like strip mines and stuff. I could just have a water elevator going all the way down. And that's a pretty easy way to find diamonds, but there's no real risk in this world. It's regular survival. If I die, it's whatever. If it was hardcore, maybe I would go that way. Just with this kind of playthrough, I don't really want to do that. I'm hoping I can find a nice big cave. And also, hopefully, I could find like an ancient city over there, considering this is a big mountain. That's where the mine's going to be. I didn't carve anything out yet. I'm gonna have to go mining again, probably at the start of next episode, because like I mentioned earlier, I still have no more iron. And I didn't want to do a lot of this carving with stone tools. That's kind of why I didn't do it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.